Let's now bring in a public affairs analyst, Dr. Jide Johnson, for more on the president's speech on the nationwide protest. Good to have you join us, Dr. Johnson. The president in that broadcast spoke about a number of issues. For you, what is your take about the broadcast, and what was a high point for you?
Well, I think I'll divide the broadcast into three thematic elements. One is the president's self-awareness of the challenges that Nigerians are facing, and then the trauma of those that lost their lives during the various riots that characterize some of the protests across, particularly the northern part of the country. The second one is the achievement of the president in terms of what he has done, specifically his administration in the areas of education. And the third aspect are proposals by the government in the sense that the housing projects that he wants to do, the cultivation of 10 million hectares of land for food production. So I believe that if actions are put in place to activate some of the plans that are highlighted, it will take this speech beyond rhetoric and it will take it to real proper developmental projects and opportunities for Nigeria, regardless of wherever they are. What we have always had is government have good intention. They lay out good plans, but it is the implementation that is usually our problem. Some of the things that the president spoke about with respect to access to credit and access to credit, opportunities to upskill your skill and the rest of it. The question you ask, do we have to wait for the president's speech for us to know that those things are in place? So I have said it over time, some of the challenges of this administration and previous administration is the ability to communicate their programs across to Nigerians so that Nigerians can become aware of what government is doing and they can easily tap into these opportunities that are available to them.
Now,
but
Dr.
the frustration
Johnson,
of many Nigerians.
All right. Now that the president has been able to highlight some of these programs in this broadcast, how do you see the youth receive them, considering also that he has called for them to come to a roundtable for dialogue rather than just being on the streets?
I think the governors and the local government have a role to play in helping the government achieving its goal. Not for some of these programs. Some of the challenges of these programs are the politicization of this particular program, which when you take it to the governors will limit it to their party members, forgetting the fact that it's the federal government of Nigeria, not the federal government of APC, not the federal government of PDP, or not the state government of PDP, or not the state government of APC. It is now governance. So it should cut across the length and breadth of an average Nigerian, that an average Nigerian should have access to it. So that's where other critical stakeholders need to come in order to help the federal government in ensuring that some of the issues that were raised by those that were agitating for change are easily addressed. And that's just where I think that we need to focus more on. The subnational government need to be more engaging, need to be more diverse in making these opportunities available to every Nigerian. Because if you look at the rollout of what the president said, you begin to wonder, if we have this program, then why are we complaining? But it's the problem of access. How do I access all of these government programs? And who are the beneficiaries? What are the criteria that... Hello?
Yes. You know, to take this further now, it will be important, really, for those who are out on the street to be able to actually meet with government as the government has proposed. How do you see that happen? Considering on one hand that they are looking at a 10-day-long, event. And then secondly, who do you hold as the leadership of this team that would sit at the negotiation table where these conversations would take place?
Well, these are amorphous groups. And who is the leadership of this team? I think for me, you can't identify who are the leaders are. I think what the government should do is to look at the various issues that have been raised. For example, one of the issues is the issue of food security. And that issue was raised by the president where he said, which was in the 30th paragraph. It was a 38-paragraph speech. And some of the president started dealing with the real core issue from the 30th paragraph, which is food security, where the government made promises that, okay, they are going to cultivate 10 million hectares of land. I think what government needs to do, the voices have been raised, and the president himself said he had heard the voices, is for him to take actions with respect to some of the issues that have been raised by those that are protesting. And I believe that once the people see the sincerity of government in the implementation of this program, I can assure you that there won't be any need for whatever protests of the other. But the challenge we have always had is that we have good programs. It is the implementation of this program. And when this program is implemented, it is usually done in such a way that it does not spread across Nigerians, regardless of their race, regardless of their tribe, regardless of their party affiliations. And I think once we take that out of it, I can assure you that what the president has said in this speech, like I've said over time,
yes, Dr.
let's give the president...
Quickly wrap up, Dr. Johnson, please.
9 months. So to see what he has said he's going to do, whether it will bear fruit, we can't easily get the entire result in one full swoop.
All right, then. You've made your point, and it's a good place to just end the conversation. Dr. Jide Johnson is a public affairs analyst. Good to have you talk to us on TVC News at 1.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a break now. When we come back, we have more.